All right, so all this AGI stuff, these articles and notes you sent, I gotta say I'm hooked. Feels like every day someone's saying, boom, true AI is here.
Yeah, it's got everyone talking, right? And for good reason.
But is it really intelligence like us? Or just hype?
It's a big question. Exciting and kind of scary at the same time.
Right. This whole AGI thing, artificial general intelligence.
Machines that learn like us, not just, oh, it plays chess, but really gets the world, tackles anything.
Exactly. Adapting like humans, not just stuck on one task. Even defining AGI is tricky. Lots of opinions on that.
Some articles say 2024 is the year,
Hmm.
especially OpenAI's O1 models. That thinking time thing is wild.
It's turning heads for sure.
Instead of rushing, it's like they're pondering, like we do.
Hmm.
That's got to be closer to how our brains work. No. It's a really interesting approach, and it's working. See, instead of just making AI bigger, more parameters.
Which is what, like the stuff it learns from?
Exactly. OpenAI's focus is on how it reasons.
Yeah.
Better reasoning, not just bigger size. And the results are impressive. One of the articles even mentioned, wasn't there a case study with O1 designing a science experiment?
Yeah, not just spitting out numbers, but actual scientific method.
Yeah.
Hypothesis, methodology, the whole shebang.
Even figured out a control group. Can you believe that?
So we're talking real breakthroughs here, potentially. Imagine AI partnering with scientists, speeding up discoveries in every field.
It's got huge potential, no doubt. But got to keep in mind, O1 is great within specific areas. True AGI, that's got to be flexible, handle anything, like you said.
Right, so not replacing scientists yet. But still, designing experiments is amazing. And 2024 is going to be packed with new AI, it seems. Anthropic is being all hush-hush. Then Elon Musk with XAI and Grok 3.
It's like the sequel we didn't know was coming so soon.
And the big one, the one everyone's waiting for, GPT-5. Rumors are flying. Some say it's ready to go. Others say OpenAI is holding back. Maybe too powerful, especially with elections coming up. Imagine AI writing speeches people wouldn't even know.
It makes you wonder if they're being extra cautious.
But before we go full sci-fi, something else caught my eye in these articles. It's not just about building bigger AI anymore. It's efficiency they're after. What's that mean exactly, and how does that get us to AGI?
Oh, that's key. It's a huge shift, like from brute force to finesse. Imagine instead of just a bigger engine, we make it run smoother, better fuel, the whole thing redesigned.
Working smarter, not harder. I like it. But how?
One way is high-quality data. It's not just cramming info in, but making sure it's good info. Accurate, relevant, reflects the real world. Think of it like training for a marathon. You wouldn't just run yourself ragged, right? You got to eat right, train smart.
Quality over quantity. Gotcha. So less data, but better data.
Right. And it goes beyond the data itself. The hardware's changing too. Singularity Net, they're building this massive network of supercomputers just for AGI research, like
Yeah.
a global brain, all wired together.
Yeah, saw that. It's like the ultimate AI gym.
Exactly. Shows how serious they are about efficiency. It's the whole package.
Yeah.
Software, hardware, everything optimized. And get this, the first part of this network, online, early next year.
Wow, so 2025 is going to be wild. But we got to talk about the downsides too, right? All this potential, there's got to be another side to it.
You're absolutely right. Can't ignore those. And the articles you sent, they don't shy away from the tough questions.
Okay, so downsides, what are we talking about? When it's literally something smarter than us, that's got to be risky.
Yeah, the big one, and it's almost ironic, we don't even fully agree on what AGI is.
We're making it, but we don't know what it is.
It's a field moving so fast. We're figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
But no solid definition makes it tough to say, okay, is this it yet? Or how do we even measure if it's good or bad?
It's like you're trying to draw a map to a place that keeps moving. How do you even start?
And how do you regulate something that's slippery?
Yeah.
Or make sure it's made ethically if we don't have the goalposts set?
Right, like writing rules for a game that's still being invented, so safety. I mean,
Yeah.
not just the robot uprising thing, right? Although that's scary too.
Movies love that one. The real concerns are trickier. What if AI gets goals we didn't plan for? Or it's making decisions with bias we didn't even notice and it blows up problems we already have?
It's like we're building a mirror, but the reflection is getting weirder the closer it gets to real.
That's it. And the faster things move, the less time we have to really look. Which brings us to the ethics side, which is a whole other mess.
Yeah, because making something smarter than us, that's not just a cool invention. That's responsibility on a whole other level.
And the pace of all this is almost the opposite of what we need to be careful. Like with social media, remember, first it was all connect everyone, then, oops, misinformation, privacy problems. but the train had left the station.
Right. Who cares about ethics when you've got a billion users, right? But this is bigger than that.
Way bigger. AGI isn't just tweaking some app. It could change how society works. Our relationship with tech, everything.
So what do? We can't just stop, can we?
Stopping's not the answer. It's got too much good it could do. But we need that balance. Progress, but aligned with what we believe in, what's actually good for us.
Tightrope walk, no net. How do we even start that?
Talking to each other, honestly, is the first step. And not just the AI people, but everyone. Governments, ethicists, regular folks. We need to compare notes on what we're even aiming for.
Less competition, more cooperation. That's tough in a field where everyone wants to be first.
It is, but the alternative is scarier. Because the future of AGI isn't in the code, it's in the choices we make right now.
Wow. So how do we make good choices then? Especially if, like you said, we don't have all the answers yet.
We start by admitting that, being humble, because this is huge. And that's what we're doing now, right?
Yeah.
Digging into these articles, talking it through. That's how we get to good choices.
So knowledge is power, even if it's just the first step. But it struck me, listening to you, a lot of this is on US, not just the tech, but our values, our choices. Like, the human part is the most important. It's a lot to process, honestly. Reading about it's one thing, but hearing you lay it out, we're not just building something, we're figuring out the rules as we go, and the stakes are huge.
Yeah, no pressure, right? Get it right, and it could be amazing for humanity. Get it wrong.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say, best not to mess this one up.
Exactly. So where do we even go from here? How do we make sure we're thinking hard enough about this, not just rushing in?
Humility, I think that's the key word. We don't have all the answers. And pretending we do with something this powerful is how you get in trouble.
So a little less, woo, tech, and a little more, hold on, are we sure? I like that approach a lot more, actually, because it's easy to get swept up in all the AGI is almost here talk.
Right, easy to forget it's still something we made. A tool, just a really, really good one, potentially. And like any tool, what matters is how it's used.
But how do you build an ethics manual for something like this? There's no instruction booklet for creating intelligence.
Nope. And that's where the human stuff comes in again. We got to talk to each other, and not just the tech people, governments, people thinking about ethics, everyone, really. Even just listening to this, asking questions like you are, that's a start.
So it's on all of us, not just some tech company to figure it out.
Exactly. If this is going to work, it's got to be something we decide together. Because the choices we make now, they affect way more than just us.
Okay, so what can someone at home, someone who doesn't have a computer science degree, what can they do?
Don't check out. That's the biggest thing. Read articles, listen to stuff like this, but don't just take their word for it. Ask why a lot. And if something worries you, say something. We need people paying attention because this affects us all.
Not just passengers on the AI train, but actually helping to steer it. I like that. It's not inevitable. It's what we make it.
That's what's both exciting and scary. We're not just making a gadget. We're messing with the idea of intelligence itself. What does that even mean?
Big questions, and I think we've given folks a lot to chew on today. I know I'll be looking at my smart devices a little differently now. Who knows what they're thinking in there? Just kidding, mostly.
There's a whole other episode in that, I bet.
Right. But for today, thank you so much for breaking all this down for us. It's been amazing. And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Remember, the future of AGI, it's not set in stone. It's being written right now, and we're all part of that. So stay curious, stay informed, and we'll catch you next time.